Sorry, but blankie and hand muffs, you can fuck off. Not doing it. How am I supposed to show respect to people who don't even respect themselves enough? I mean, what's wrong with some like manly long johns and a decent pair of gloves? I don't get it as well, right? Because the cost of like the puffer jacket or whatever she was wearing is probably more than an actual biker jacket. I mean, sure, okay, the law being the law, there's only the requirement to wear a helmet. That's whatever. But I don't know why you'd want to be at a higher risk when it doesn't save you anything. I mean, you're not. I mean, if you're working and you're in those clothes all the time, then you're going to get your money's worth out of them. Whereas, you could wear like your street clothes or whatever and get all the wear and tear in them, and then if God forbid you fall off and crash, they are gonna rip. I mean, I don't know whether you've ever seen like someone crash even at moderate speed. The first thing that happens is like it turns their like trousers to shreds. The trainers go flying off. And the cheap helmets as well don't last. They just get flung off in the distance as well. I mean, I was looking at getting like maybe a waterproof like jacket, a specific waterproof, after getting absolutely battered on Sunday. But I mean, the jacket I'm wearing now is actually waterproof. I just don't wear it because it's high vis and I feel ashamed. It's actually just because it's a bit warm, the leather one, and plus I can fit more clothes under the leather one. This is a bit better fitted. So when the weather gets a bit more inclement, then I'll tend to put this one on. I just thought what I'd do was get like one of those stuffable jackets and then just like ram it in the compartment under my seat. Just avoid like Sunday happening again. My God, that was awful. I mean, the last 2 hours, not the entire day. It's like most of the day. In fact, I'd say at least like 90% of the day was good fun. It was just that last 10% where I had my nipples frozen. That was not good at all. But I saw like the cost of like Frank Thomas waterproof jackets, like 50, 60 quid or something like that. They're not that expensive at all. Or you can get like off-brand like Chinese ones. I mean, as long as it's got a safety rating. I don't know why I've done all weird Scottish safety rating. Oh yeah, safety rating's good. You prick. I don't know why you always got to swear when you're doing a Scottish accent. You fucking blaster. It's the same as when you do a Scouse accent and you're going to start with "Alright, Taylor." And let's be honest, like cheap safety clothing from China is probably much better than like the best pair of like Levi's. I don't fucking know the best pair of Levi's can do. I'm assuming if it's like the stretch polyester stuff, then it's probably gonna explode and melt to your skin. It's like if you're gonna get a job as a welder, but you had to provide your or self-employed welder, and you thought, do you know what? I'll save some money and not buy a mask and hope that I maintain my retinas, or hope something doesn't like fire off and catch me in the eye or the face. I think sometimes it's because it's a scooter, and people have got that mentality that when you're on a scooter, normal safety rules do not apply. I don't know where that came from. I mean, like these blankets and hand muffs and stuff like that. I mean, imagine like getting into a crash and then having that tangling you up. So instead of being thrown clear of the bike, you just like go with it into the side of someone's car. I mean, I do not want mandatory safety gear all over, because I'm not about that life. I mean, I don't really think that mandatory helmets are a big deal, because anyone with fucking brains buy a helmet to keep them inside the head, and people who don't, well, it's not exactly a loss, is it, for the world? I mean, I don't know, is it seen as like cool in the 125 scoots community? when you go around with your hand muffs and your blanket and your just normal jacket and the cheapest helmet you can find on eBay? Are you a rebel? Oh, look at that rebel with his nice £50 helmet. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I get a lot of these people are on like the gig work stuff, aren't they? They're doing like deliveries, basically. So they're not necessarily on the highest salary anyway. I don't know, even still, trying to save as much money as possible and then end up like permanently disabled. I mean, for a comparison, I crashed my 125 at less than 30 miles an hour, I think, between 30 and 40, and I have had a limp, a severe limp, for about 4 years, 3-4 years now. I was wearing all my safety gear, so God knows what would have happened if it was the thing that I occasionally wonder about is, like, if I was wearing all my safety gear and I still got like fucked over, is safety gear even worth it in the long run? But I still wear it. I'm still wearing my gloves, still wearing my jacket. You know, I've got multiple helmets and gloves and extra knee pads and boots. Them boots. I mean, because if they're gonna cost the same or less as a normal jacket, then why not? Why wouldn't you? I mean, I know I'm wearing a high vis of shame, but I'd rather be wearing a high vis of shame than the cheap jacket of death.